Hello, good evening, and welcome to Unacademy. Welcome. Let me know, is my audio video pretty clear? Hello, Ankit. How are you? Good evening. Good evening. First of all, let me congratulate you for those of you who have successfully completed your exams. So, congratulations to all those of you who completed your exams. I hope you enjoyed your exams to the best, right? Yeah, because I always say that see, these CA final exams are probably the very last exams of your entire career. So you have to give these exams as if these are your last exams, right? So hope your exams have gone very well. Today, what we are here for, let me start directly. Today, we are here to discuss the paper that was there last week on the May 22 exam paper for CA final paper number 5 SCMPE. Yeah. Many of you gave me your feedback after the paper that, sir, the paper was very easy, but it was very lengthy. Well, yes, costing papers have always been exactly of that type. Yes, all the costing papers historically have always been of the same type, that they are easy, but they are lengthy. So today we are going to discuss each and every question of this costing paper of May 22 exam. Of course, I'll tell you that my exam paper discussion is divided into two sessions, today as well as tomorrow. So today 5 p.m. we are starting. Tomorrow again another session I have 5 p.m. again. See, I have morning, evening, two times classes, so I have been able to get only this much time for paper discussion. So I've split the paper discussion in two sessions, right? So I hope to see you live in my session tomorrow also. Before I begin, certain important announcements for you. Well, Unacademy is increasing the prices for all your subscriptions. Yes, the pricing for subscriptions is gonna increase from tomorrow midnight. 31st May 11:59 p.m. is the last until which you can get the old pricing. After that, from 12 midnight tomorrow night, the pricing will be increased by almost 15%. Yeah, so hurry now. If you have to take your subscriptions, take your subscriptions now. You'll save this money, and you can use code YESHAS Live to get further 10% discount on your subscriptions. You can also subscribe for the Iconic program. Iconic program is the premium subscription where you get a live mentoring platform. You'll have doubt solving, test series, printed copies of the books, and routine benefits of all plus classes are still there. Your test series will be under three stages at 40%, 80%, and 100% syllabus completion. The test will also be followed by an analysis class, and you'll also get feedback regarding your performance in the test, right? You can use code YESHAS Live to get discounts on your subscription. These are the existing pricing for the Iconic subscription, Group 1, Group 2, and you can also go for combo subscription like this. Okay? Okay, but don't forget, the prices are going to increase from 31st May, that is tomorrow midnight. So, jaldi, get your subscriptions today. Yes, Anmol life cycle and use, not benefits. Yes, Anmol, I see that you must have read it somewhere over here. The life cycle costing question, they had asked you benefits of life cycle, but as such, benefits in a life cycle is just, they had asked you the uses of life cycle. Uses of life cycle you can get from the benefits of life cycle, which we have done in class. Don't worry, we'll discuss step by step each and every question. First, let me give you an overall analysis of the entire paper. Well, the entire paper, as usual, is of total 125 marks. Yes, your costing paper has always been of total 125 marks. Out of there are 6 questions of 20 marks each, that makes it 120 marks. But in one of the question, they will usually give one question as or in 5 mark or. Yeah, that becomes your or question, so another 5 marks for that. So total 125 marks is the markings of the entire paper. And the topics in the paper that were asked were this. I've just made a summary of all the topics that were asked in the paper. Plus, I have made, if you notice, a colorful summary here. This is the kind of summary I always give after every paper. Now, let us understand this summary here. In this summary, I have given you summary for all the questions asked in the exam. Yeah, you can see the whole summary over here. Question 1 to question 6. Now, in this color combinations that I have presented here, all the questions which you see in green color are mostly directly from my book. Yeah, these are mostly direct questions or maybe indirect questions, but these are mostly easy to answer if you have prepared my book thoroughly. Yeah, the red ones, the ones given in red, are new questions, completely new kind of questions. But I can show you that these new questions were also pretty much manageable. And the ones given in blue are actually not direct question from my book, but these are related to the things that we have done in class. Yeah, so the green ones are exactly equal to the things that we do in class. Red ones are new things. Look, in every exam you have to expect at least some questions new. Has to be there. Otherwise, there is no fun in the exam, right? There has to be some element of surprise. And the blue ones are related to the things that we have done in the class. Total 6 questions. My question 1 was a case study, a theory case study, and very interesting. They made a theory case study of 20 marks. But within that 20 marks, within that one case study, they asked chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 chapters, all the first 4 chapters are asked together within that one case study. But mostly what they asked here were direct theory questions. The case pertained to direct points of theory out of these 4 chapters. We'll discuss that. Then question 2 was entirely practical question. First regarding chapter 3 JIT, and the second again a practical question regarding standard costing, variance analysis, missing figures. Now this question was a very interesting question. Yes, a new question, very interesting question. We'll be discussing that eventually. Then question 3 was mostly practical, but there was also some part of theory over there. Entire question was out of chapter number 9. So writing mistake here. This entire question is out of chapter 9. Entire question pertains to customer profitability analysis. Yeah, out of chapter 9. Then question 4 was theory, practical, mixed, everything. First 10 mark practical, that was about throughput accounting, just exactly like your questions of key factor. Yeah. Then next part B was 5 mark theory regarding budget difficulty from the budgets chapter. You had another 5 mark practical question regarding manufacturing cycle efficiency. Very simple, easy, objective question, 5 mark question. And then another 5 mark question was a theory from chapter 6, pricing decision. It was regarding oligopoly. All that directly from our book, right? Acha, just to clarify the book page references that I have given you here, these are references to my last book, which is actually not March 21. This is as per my December 21 book. Yeah, these are references to my December 21 book. Yeah. Then question 5A was regarding methods of transfer pricing. Now, methods of transfer pricing, if you see that, then that covers the entire theory of transfer pricing chapter. Yeah, because if you see my book, then in the transfer pricing chapter, the theory topics in transfer pricing, it is containing various methods of transfer pricing. This question was just asking you to explain and analyze various methods of transfer pricing and also explain behavioral consequence in each of them. Now, if you have attended my class, you might remember that I've given you guidelines regarding how to write behavioral consequence at different places. All that comes under this question. Then 5B was a theory question, a simple objective question. Very easy, very simple objective question regarding environment management accounting. And that also, there was a classification under environment cost called as Henson and Mendoza classification. Yeah, prevention cost, appraisal cost, internal failure, external failure. A simple objective question, 4-mark question there. It was a new question, but it is a very simple objective question. In fact, I will say that this was not even a new question. The examples asked in that are also mentioned in my book, right? And C part was a theory question from target costing. It's a general theory question regarding target costing. Then question 6A was practical question regarding chapter 5, break even point, profit statement, and basic kind of question. Then 6B was a theory, a general theory not pertaining to any specific chapter. And 6C was from chapter 7, that is performance measurement and evaluation. It was regarding balance scorecard, a general question of balance scorecard. Now this was the entire paper. Tell me, is there anyone here who gave this exam in May 22? Come on, any viewers who have given this exam in May 22? And in spite of completing the exam, you still want to know how did you perform? No one? Yeah. Seems like seems like they're just happy that the exams are over. Abhi kya? Why to get into that once the exams are over, right? Not an issue, but this paper discussion is very, very useful for those who are gonna give exams in November 22. Yeah. So for all those of you who have still exams upcoming, such paper discussions are very useful for you because your exams are not yet over. You need to analyze these papers so that you can prepare better for the next papers, right? Okay, then let's start off with the discussion. See, out of all the questions, I will be covering each and every question in my discussion. Today's session and tomorrow's session, 2 sessions I have, will try to cover majority of the questions. However, important questions, this one important question, I will not cover today. I will cover that in my session tomorrow. Why? Because I need you to attend that tomorrow's session also. Okay? So I'll be moving that question to my session tomorrow because that is the most important and a new kind of question in that paper. Rest anything in the paper was absolutely not very challenging. This was the only question which was a little bit challenging, right? Let's see. So this was your question paper. Well, this is the copy of the paper which I got. Question 1, as I said, is a case study, and that question 1 case study was pertaining to many things. It was pertaining to chapter 1, strategic positioning analysis, it was pertaining to chapter 2, PQM, chapter 3, Six Sigma, chapter 4, life cycle also. Yeah, all those things together in my question 1. Let's see question 1. I'll not read the entire case because the case is quite long over there. And I don't know whose hand is that. Some students send me the paper, so I don't know whose hand is that, so you can ignore that. But yeah, I'll not be reading the entire case word by word, but I'll just give you an overview of that case. For those of you who had not attended this exam, you have not read the questions, I'll just give you a primary overview of the question. There's a company who is manufacturing electronic gadgets like air conditioners, refrigerators, etc., etc. The main motto of the company is to maintain quality. And yes, they have been implementing TQM since many years, and their quality is impeccable. Yeah, their quality is really very good. The goodwill of the company is also very high. They never compromise on quality. Customers also trust the company very much, and because of that, they are able to charge very good prices. And they have a very good brand name. Like, say, for example, maybe Apple. Apple is a very reputed company. Their quality is always considered very premium, and they have a very good brand name. And because of that quality, because of the brand name, they are also able to charge good prices from the customers. Okay? But recently, since last 2 years, the company's sales are decreasing continuously. Now, in spite of these very good quality, since last 2 years, the sales are decreasing. The company investigated that what is the problem. Their TQM is really good. They spend an extra amount of 1% on testing. They check on inward and outward materials, found that everything is as per its standard. So they have spent some extra amount on testing. They have done checking of inward and outward materials and all, and still found everything is as per the standard. So, well, in spite of everything being as per standard, still their sales is decreasing. Now, what could be the reason for that? So they decided to decrease the selling price. But decrease in price also does not give them any significant benefit. Decrease in price did not affect much. The company has a good name in the market and well known. So increase in marketing expense is also not justified. See, they have given different opinions that why or what to do because your sales is decreasing. Let us just identify all these opinions. Number one thing that they did is they spent extra amount of 1% on testing and checking the products and all. But no, that checking revealed that everything is still as per the standard, no problem with the quality. Yeah. Second, they also tried to decrease the selling price, but again that did not help. Thirdly, they thought of doing some marketing and advertisement expense, but then they realized no, that is also not going to be useful because marketing will just promote my brand name. Well, the people already know my brand name. I don't need to do any more marketing. The customers already know that my company is which company. They already know my brand name. The human resource is also satisfied. Employees are also very satisfied. They are given very good remuneration. Working atmosphere is also up to the standard. So they are not able to see that what exactly is the problem. So management is not able to find out the problem as to why their sales are decreasing. So they appointed a team of experts to identify the problem. Now, this team of experts conducted some surveys and analysis and all. They took feedback from the customers and they realized that nowadays customer trend has shifted to a different kind of product, not the ones which I am selling. I am selling routine electronics, fridge, TV, washing machine and all. But recently the customers have shifted to new kind of product with new artificial intelligence features. Yes, they have shifted to products with artificial intelligence features. Nowadays you have so many electronic devices which have Wi-Fi in them. ACs with Wi-Fi, washing machine with Wi-Fi, TVs have now become smart TVs and all. Yeah, my company is manufacturing not these advanced machines. My company is manufacturing routine machines, but of very good quality. However, nowadays customers don't want very good quality, they want more features. That's what they found out. They identified that nowadays the customers are actually wanting the products with more features like artificial intelligence. These features will attract the customers because they provide more value for money. Like they are giving the product at a similar price or maybe lesser price and with more features in them. Yeah. And because of such Wi-Fi, because of such artificial intelligence features also, the customers are able to operate the product at remote locations using wireless fidelity. Wireless fidelity means Wi-Fi. So devices with inbuilt Wi-Fi, inbuilt network in them. Due to that, the customer are able to operate that devices from any location. So these are more technologically advanced devices that the customers want. My company does not have such devices, right? The observations of the expert team is as follows. The expert team observed that the products sold by my company are not as per the latest technology. My company is manufacturing good products, but they are still old technology products. They are not based on Wi-Fi. And to maintain durability of my product, in order to maintain my durability, I'm using products with heavy metals, heavy materials demanding large space and extra weight. There was a car in India. There used to be a car in India called Ambassador. Have you heard of that name? See. Come on, anyone there? Have you heard this name? Recently, this car has been discontinued, but there used to be this car called as Ambassador car, and mostly this car was used by these government officials and all. Mostly such car was being used by the government officials for their government work and all, but this car had the impression of exactly what this company has. This car had the impression of exactly what this company has. So those of you who know this car, you'll be able to relate with this example, that the company is like a company manufacturing Ambassador car, such that the car is very heavy. It is made up of very heavy material and very sturdy and very great build quality, like superior build quality, so strong and so heavy that nothing can happen to that car in case of an accident. But that car does not have any new features. At one point of time, that car didn't even have air conditioning inside. Yeah, so that car did not have any new technological features that nowadays many cars have. Nowadays in most of cars you have so many digital features. You have a touch screen, you have everything automated, app based versions of the car. I can switch on the AC of my car sitting here in my room. Yeah, because when I have to go to the car, I can switch it on. I can switch on the air conditioner 10 minutes before I reach the car. Yeah, all such features are not there in that Ambassador car. So that was the kind of device that this company is manufacturing, which uses heavy materials, demanding large space, and it has extra weight, but it gives very good quality. Now, according to the expert team, what they suggested is that company is doing well in internal process, and also working atmosphere is good. Well in internal process, working atmosphere is good, and the company has become famous since last 2 decades, also follows TQM to some extent. But change is the law of the world. If you do not change with the changing situations, then you will not succeed, right? So change is more important there. So the expert team is saying that without considering long-term, they are not considering long-term sustainability. They are using outdated technology. So the company need to spend more on R&D rather than on advertisement or testing. See, they have huge quality control features over here. They are spending lots of money on testing and quality control and all. But now the expert team is suggesting that you don't waste money on testing and quality control. Rather, use that money on research and development. If the company manufactures with the latest technology, then it may be able to beat the competitors, because your goodwill and brand name are already very good. Now, if your very reputed brand comes up with those advanced features that customers want, then customers will definitely buy from your company. Yep. So we suggest you to update your process and manufacture products with the latest technology, having easy to use and energy efficient features. Yep. The management of AB Electronics has spent a huge amount of efforts to get back its position in the market. The company wants to seek your opinion. So your opinion, what they're asking is, well, what they are asking is basically general theory. However, when you answer each of these theory questions, you answer each such theory question taking examples of this company. Yeah. So first, they're asking, you're required as per strategic position analysis, where does the company stand? You remember chapter 1, you had a theory called strategic positioning analysis. I'll remind you, what is that theory about? That theory is regarding analyzing the position of my company relative to other companies in the industry. Well, before 2 years, my company here was the market leader. We had a very good brand name, and we had probably a very good chunk of market share. But since last 2 years, my sales is declining. So since last 2 years, my strategic position in the industry is not very good. See, there is no numeric measurement for strategic position. You just describe that in a theory, that until 2 years before, the position of this company was a kind of market leader. But since last 2 years, my sales are declining, and the other companies who are selling more advanced technology, machines are getting more market share. Yeah, that is my strategic positioning analysis. Second, demonstrate the applicability of 6 C's of TQM in AB electronics. Well, 6 C's of TQM was a direct theory from chapter 2. You describe that entire theory, and with each description you mention example of this company. I'll show you. Chalo. You'll find that in my book, page 2.5, 6 C's of TQM. First is commitment. You see, commitment means top management commitment should be there. In this company, is the top management committed to improving the quality? Well, yes, in this company, TQM is working very good. So as such, in this company, there is no problem with the TQM implementation. Whatever they are manufacturing that with very good quality. Yes, so top management commitment is there. Culture is also very good. The employees are also very happy, and employees are also instigated for improving the quality. Yes. Yes, Neeraj, good evening. Continuous improvement. Well, this is not there. In this company, they are not improving their products continuously. Whatever products they have, that same products they are maintaining the quality. They are not improving and adding new features. That is a problem. Cooperation. Employee cooperation is about general point. Yes, every company should have. Customer focus. Well, that is again a problem. In this company, the need of the customer are a major driving thrust. So you see that this company is not actually fulfilling the needs of the customer. Your company has this drawback that your TQM is maintaining the same quality, but they are not improving the quality further. They are not focusing on the needs of the customer. And control is the documentation procedures and all. You monitor the TQM process properly. They are monitoring, they are doing proper testing and checking and all. Yeah, that is my 6 C's of TQM. Third, give your recommendation for implementation of Six Sigma. Well, you know, there are two methods of implementing Six Sigma. That's from chapter number 3. Implementation of Six Sigma can be by two methods, either of the two methods called DMAIC or DMADV. Yes, Neeraj, the video will be available to watch offline later. So not to worry. I know most of you might be in office right now, but see, I have another regular classes in the evening time, so I had to take this class during the office time. I've tried to take it as late as possible, but if you're still not free from the office, it's okay. The video will be available for watching later. Okay? Yeah, by the way, Neeraj, how are your exams? And you see, all YouTube videos are always available to watch after the video. Yeah, YouTube automatically saves them. Okay. Acha, you have exams in May 23 or what time? Okay. Okay, so my Six Sigma can be implemented using DMAIC or DMADV. However, in this question, I would recommend following DMADV. I'll remind you, what's the difference? DMAIC approach was used when you wanted to improve existing processes. But when you want to create new processes or new products, then for creating new products, you must follow DMADV. This company, existing products are not preferred by the customer. And in fact, in this company, existing product quality is already good. There is no problem in the quality of the existing products, but they need to do some research and development and create new products. So for creating a new advanced products, for creating new products and new processes, you follow DMADV approach. Yeah, I hope you know that from chapter 3. So you can describe that entire approach from chapter 3, 6 marks for that. Then point D. Currently, at which phase of life cycle in AB Electronics Limited product is going on? And also list out the uses of product life cycle. Well, what is the phase of life cycle that you are going on? Well, your sales is declining since last 2 years. If your sales is declining since last 2 years, so naturally it indicates which stage are you in. Well, if your sales is declining since last 2 years, it would indicate that probably you are in the decline stage. So before that decline stage, you should have started doing R&D of the new products, and you should have already introduced the new product, which you have not done yet. Okay, now you do that, right? And they're asking you to list out the uses of product life cycle. Well, uses of product life cycle is as good as the benefits of product life cycle. Again, that's a direct theory question. You can see that in my book, chapter number 4. Okay? See, the answers which are directly from the book, I will not be discussing them in class, because let us focus on the things which are not in the book, so that we can cover more things in this limited time, right? And then last question is a general question. Change is the law of the world. State these words in contrast of this situation. Well, change is the law of the world, because unless you change, then your business will not succeed. This company has not changed, so their sales is declining. But simply explain that with some more words, 3 marks for that. Okay? See, every exam, first question is always a case study, almost 20 marks. And in every exam, that first question answer will be different for every single student. Yeah, the first question answer will be different for probably every single student. So don't worry, there is no such thing as a perfectly correct answer in case study. Your answer need not be perfectly correct, but your answer has to be convincing to the examiner. So whatever you write, you give convincing arguments in your answer, then that is more than enough. Yes, Darshan, can we assume it's end of maturity stage, or as there is no clarity on profits? Usually in decline stage, profits will be negative. Yes, Darshan, you can do that. I also thought of that, frankly. But then, Darshan, I saw that the sales is declining since 2 years. Well, and in my opinion, 2 years decline in a sales is a pretty long time. Now, since 2 years the sales are declining, then that's a pretty long time. At the end of maturity stage, your sales starts declining. But this company, the sales has been declining for since last 2 years. So it depends. You can explain that in any ways, right? So if you say that this is end of maturity, then Darshan, when you write your explanation, I told you there is no correct answer here, but it has to be convincing. So if you write that the stage is end of maturity stage, that's also fine. You just need to convince the examiner for that. In that case, Darshan, this is how I will draft. I will draft the question such that the company is, say, how many years old? Given somewhere, let's see. It's given somewhere that the company is 2 decades old, so more than 20 years old. And yeah, since last 2 decades. So assuming that they are selling the same product since last 20 years, and out of 20 years, if since last 2 years your sales is declining, then yes, Darshan, then you can say that the decline has just started, because out of 20 years, 2 years is not a very long time, right? So you explain it that way, then I would give you marks for calling this as end of maturity stage also. And then your argument regarding research and development will also make sense. That now that you have entered the end of maturity stage, it's time that you start doing R&D for new products, right? Yes, Darshan, is that fine? Next, question number 2. The question 2 is a direct copy paste question from our classwork question. I'll tell you, it is exactly a copy paste of my chapter 3, question number 1. Chapter 3, page 3.36 in December 21 book, question number 1. Is the exact copy paste question. Of course, numbers are different and one point of calculation is little bit different. Let's read, chalo. Again, as I said, I will not be reading the entire question word by word. I'll just give you a summary of the entire question. The question is regarding JIT, just in time. So presently the company doesn't follow JIT. Proposal is to start implementing JIT, and you just need to calculate that whether JIT should be implemented or not. How will you do that? Well, you do that by calculating benefits of JIT, compare that with the cost of JIT. Remember what was JIT? JIT is the method where you make your inventory zero. You decrease your inventory to zero, and because your inventory becomes zero, so it means that you don't order materials well in advance, you order materials at the last moment. So your purchase cost might increase, ordering cost might increase, but your inventory holding cost will decrease. Your inventory insurance cost will decrease, and certain other cost aspects will be there. Let's see. So the company is manufacturing a product which is used in computers. Presently, the company follows a traditional method of purchasing, quality check, storage and processing, and the company is suggesting to implement JIT for material purchases. Remember, we have discussed that there can be two kinds of JIT. JIT in production, JIT in purchases. This company is gonna implement JIT in purchases. Yeah, so they're implementing JIT in material purchases. Raw materials, as per the present policy of inventory. So as per the present policy, raw material inventory you keep of 2 months, and finished goods inventory you are keeping of 2 weeks. This is the present policy. Average inventory of raw material is held by the company throughout the year. So this 2-month raw material inventory will be held throughout the year. So throughout the year, you will incur holding a cost on that inventory, right? The purchase cost of raw material is 15 crores. But if you apply JIT, then that purchase cost will increase by 10%. So 15 crores, 10%, 1.5 crore will be extra cost if you implement JIT. Let us start noting down the things here. See, if you want to identify net benefit of JIT, I can just start noting down these things. Because of JIT, my purchase cost will increase 10% of 15 crores. So 15 crores was my total purchase cost, increased by 10%. So 1.5 crores. 1.5 crores is 150 lakhs. I'll just mention 150 lakhs. Negative because this is increase in my purchase cost of JIT. But it will save inventory holding cost by 70 lakhs. So just like I did this minus, then 70 lakhs inventory holding cost is being saved. See, if you remember, the classwork question which we did here was a more difficult question, because in that classwork question, my inventory holding cost saving was not given. You were supposed to calculate. Instead of giving you the holding cost, they had given you the value of inventory holding, and they had given you the interest rate. So you need to calculate that inventory holding cost and say that that much inventory holding will be saved. Here in this question, such efforts are not needed because you are directly given the inventory holding cost which will be saved by 70 lakhs. So saved by 70 lakhs, positive 70. Inventory insurance will not be required now, which is 1.4 crores. So insurance will also be saved. 1.4 crores, that is 140 lakhs saved. Saving in other overheads will be 20 lakhs per annum. So another 20 lakhs saved. I'll put that here. The production for the year is estimated 2 lakh units. Okay. The company plans to maintain inventory of finished goods as per present policy only. So finished goods inventory will remain as per the same present policy only. There's a possibility of production stoppages due to unavailability of raw material from the suppliers. This could happen due to delay in delivery by the suppliers. So there is a possibility of stoppage. Stoppage because of raw material shortage. In every question of JIT, we always had a situation of stock out, because if materials are ordered at the last moment, then there is a chances of material stock out there. So there is a possibility of stoppage and stock out. The labor works for 8 hours shift per day and will remain idle if there is a stock out. No material to work. Due to stoppage of production for this reason, it is possible to have a stock out of 4,000 units in a year. So 4,000 units stock out can happen if you follow JIT. So estimated stock out under JIT is 4,000 units. What is the problem with that? Yes, estimated stock out 4,000 units will lead to your contribution lost. Yeah. Yes, thank you so much for so many comments. Actually I love this look. You should also try. So my estimated stock out of 4,000 units will lead to contribution lost. Contribution loss we still need to calculate, right? However, they have also given an option of overtime there. They've also given an option of overtime over there, that if overtime is done, then my stock out can reduce to 2,500 units. Please notice your stock out is not reducing by 2,500, it is reducing to 2,500 units. Yeah, so from 4,000 units it can reduce to 2,500 units. So how much is the stock out decreasing? My stock out can decrease by 1,500 units by doing overtime. Overtime will cost 20 lakhs. So what you need to do here is compare overtime versus stock out. You need to compare overtime versus stock out. Either you do overtime costing 20 lakhs. If you don't do that overtime, then there will be extra stock out of 1,500 units. You notice that from 4,000 units, your stock out can come down to 1,500 units, meaning from 4,000 units, your stock out can come down to 2,500 units, meaning 2,500 units stock out is anyways gonna happen. Yeah, it means that 2,500 stock out is anyways gonna happen. There is no escape in that. But 1,500 stock out you can avoid by doing overtime. So we will compare that whether stock out of 1,500 is affordable or whether overtime is affordable. We'll compare that. Yeah. Currently, the sales price is 6,000. Raw material procurement cost is 1,000 per unit. It will increase by 10%. That will increase by 10% under the JIT system, and other variable overheads are 3250. Well, this gives me my contribution. You calculate new contribution after the increase in material price. The new contribution will be selling price is 6,000 minus material cost 1,000 plus 10%, so 1,100. And minus other variable overheads 3250. Will make my new contribution. Let's see. 1650. Now this 1650 becomes my new contribution. You can use this new contribution to compare overtime versus stock out. Yes, Darshan, so we consider as present raw material cost as 2 lakh units into 1000 per unit, which will be 200 lakhs. Darshan, why are you considering the present raw material cost for what? Darshan, you are right, but you need that present raw material cost for what? Are you supposed to make a present profit statement? No. Yeah, so we don't need that, right? Let me just block this guy. I'm missing out on your comments due to that. Yeah. Yes, Darshan. So 2 lakh units at rupees 1000 is my material cost of present, but under JIT it will increase by 10%. That is also true. But frankly, we don't need that. Yeah, what I'm using here is my contribution per unit. This 1650 Darshan is per unit. Acha, okay. No, Darshan. See, 2 lakh. The production of 2 lakh units. You mean to say, how do I get this 15 crores, right? See, you are given the purchase cost as 15 crores. So we'll directly increase that by 10%, right? And this 15 crores increased by 10%. So 1.5 crores will be your extra cost. Yes. Okay, so I get my new contribution here. See, this question is exactly like the classwork question, so there is not quite confusion in that. If we see variable cost per unit is 1000 per unit, so current production will be 1,50,000 units. Estimated will be 2 lakh units. Yes, Darshan, that's possible because if my currently material procurement is only 15 crores, so probably I am not reaching my projected production right now. Yeah, my projected production, let's say this must be the full capacity, but presently I am operating less than full capacity. But my question is, that doesn't matter in my calculation, right? And that actually doesn't matter in my calculation. This is your projected, but presently you are not reaching the projection. Proposed also you are not reaching the projection. In fact, in proposed, you are rather having some stock out also, right? Yes, okay. So my new contribution I got here 1650, and using that new contribution I can now compare my overtime versus stock out. Overtime is costing rupees how much? 20 lakhs, and 1500 units stock out will cost me at contribution lost of 1650. So 1500 into 1650 will cost me 24.75 lakhs. I'll be losing 24.75 lakhs contribution because of that 1500 units stock out. So see, Darshan, The total units as such doesn't matter, because whatever is the present total units, out of that present total units, you will be losing some units due to stock out. So I'm just showing a differential approach here. Yeah, is it better to lose 1500 units due to stock out, or is it better to spend 20 lakhs on overtime? Well, you notice that it's better to spend 20 lakhs on overtime because that is cheaper. Yeah, so it is better to spend 20 lakhs on overtime in case of JIT. So in case of JIT, I will spend another 20 lakhs on overtime over here. $20 I'll spend on overtime there. But in spite of spending 20 lakhs on overtime, will there still be any stock out? Will there still be any stock out? Yes, there will still be stock out of that 2500 units, because out of 4000 units stock out, 1500 stock out you are able to save by doing this overtime. But still there will remain a stock out of 2500 units. Yeah, so still there will remain a stock out of 2500 units, and you will lose contribution of 1650 on each unit. So 41.25. That's it. That covers almost everything, and they're asking you to advise on the acceptability of the company regarding implementation of the JIT system. So should the JIT system be implemented? Let's see the net benefit here. If net benefit is positive, then yes, JIT should be implemented. So 150 lakhs is negative, plus 70 plus 140 plus 20 minus 20 minus 41.25 makes it 18.75. 18.75 positive, so yes, JIT should be implemented. Yes, Darshan, I considered 100 units increase in raw material price per unit into 2 lakh, which will be 200 lakhs. I got confused, sir. Rest is fine. I didn't get you, Darshan. So you considered 100 units increase in what? You said 100 units. How can units be increase in material price? So you even considered the units increase from 150 to 2 lakhs, is it? 100 rupees increase in material price per unit into 2 lakh units. Okay, so out of all these items, only this one item goes wrong. Yeah, rest items, if your items are correct, then you'll get good enough marks. You'll not get full marks, obviously, but say out of total 10 marks here. Yeah, so out of 4 marks for that calculation, maximum 1 mark or half mark might be cut. Okay? Okay, so that was 4 marks for that. Then next part is necessity of overtime cost be incurred to reduce stock out. So this second part here is actually the comparison which I gave you here. That is overtime necessary to reduce stock out cost, yes or no? You show this comparison, then you have another 2 marks for that comparison. What was your answer? Answer here was that overtime is better. Here my answer was JIT is better. Yes. And the last part here, recommend factors that management needs to consider before implementing JIT. Before implementing JIT, what factors should you consider? This is basically prerequisites of JIT. Yeah, this is again from my book, directly from the book. I'll show you. chapter 3 JIT, this one, essential prerequisites of JIT system, the things that you should consider before implementing JIT. So these are the things that you should consider. You should see that there are low variety of goods, there is good communication, TQM, preventive maintenance, all these things we have discussed in class that you can cover. Anyways, that was question 2 part A. Yeah, then question 2B, I told you, is regarding standard costing. Question 2B is the standard costing question, and I said that this I will be discussing tomorrow because I expect you to stay live tomorrow also. And anyways, we may not have enough time for discussing that today. Question 3 is regarding chapter number 9. Entire question is about chapter number 9, customer profitability analysis. Well, actually, you have what we have learned in chapter 9. If you remember, almost every question in chapter 9 is purely about activity based costing, right? So all you have to do in this question is simply apply activity based costing. Again, I'll give you just a summary. They're asking you to do customer profitability analysis, meaning customer wise profit you have to calculate. For customers you have A, B, C, D. You're given the units sold to each customer, contribution per unit is given. So for each customer you will get the contribution. But from that contribution, you need to minus the other selling overheads. See, basically contribution in my costing subject, contribution is equal to sales minus COGS. And COGS does not include one item. What does it not include? COGS does not include selling and distribution overheads. And that selling overheads are given separately over here. They have given 3 items in selling overheads: order processing cost, product handling cost, and transportation cost. So 3 cost drivers are already given. Order processing cost is rupees 1200 per order. Product handling cost is rupees 0.9 per unit. And transport cost is rupees 18 per kilometer. These are your 3 cost driver rates given, and you are given the cost drivers here. My order processing cost is given per order. Multiply number of orders of each customer in each customer column will give you the cost for each customer. My product handling cost is per unit. Then multiply units sold to each customer will give you the total cost there. And my transport cost is given per kilometer. You multiply kilometers per delivery, also multiply number of deliveries. Don't forget, 2 things you'll have to multiply. For customer A, each delivery requires 100 kilometers. For customer A, each delivery requires 100 kilometers, and there are 3 such deliveries to be done. So total 300 kilometers you'll have to pay 18 rupees for. Right? Yeah. Anyway, so that's what they are asking. Evaluate customer profitability by calculating total profit for each customer as well as profit per unit from each customer for SR Limited, and interpret each customer. So 4 marks for the calculation part, 4 marks for the interpretation part. See, 4 plus 4 does not mean 4 marks for total profit and another 4 for profit per unit. Well, if you have the total profit, then divide units will give you profit per unit. Naturally, that 1 line extra doesn't give you 4 marks. That another 4 marks is for the interpretation. And if you remember, we've done many such interpretations in class. Yes, so basically this question is about activity-based costing. I'm not going to solve that entire question because, well, it will be very time consuming to discuss in class. But we've done exactly same questions in class, right? In fact, this particular question is exactly copy paste from my book, question number 9. Yeah, you can check out that in my book, question number 9. So the interpretation also you can check from that question 9. Yes, I've given interpretation also in that question 9. Okay, it is page number 9.33, chapter 9, question 9, everything 9. That's part A. Part B. Demonstrate three fundamental aspects of CRM to facilitate building relationship with the profitable customer. Again, that is direct copy paste from chapter 9, question 9. Same. So I'm not discussing. You can refer that in my book. And then they have some two general theories asked. Enumerate two benefits of customer profitability analysis. What is the benefit of analyzing profit customer wise? Well, we've discussed many benefits in class. Just give two benefits out of that. Mainly, you can say that by analyzing a customer profitability analysis, you get the profit from each customer so that you can focus more on one of the customers or not. Yeah. Plus, instead of calculating only contribution for each customer, this gives you the profit for each customer. So it makes you realize that it will make you realize that the customer who gives highest contribution, like customer C, may not give the highest profit, because say his location is very far, 250 kilometers for each delivery, and 4 times you have to do the delivery. Number of orders are also pretty much high, so maybe that customer on the ultimate basis is not very profitable. That is the benefit of CPA. And discuss the relevance of customer profitability analysis in reference to banking and hotel sector. This is again a direct copy paste from my theory notes. I'll show you. Chalo. Comes from chapter 9. See, in the book, you see there is a direct topic about that. Banking or hotel organization. For banking or hotel organization, how does customer profitability analysis help? All that is given over here that you can get from this book. You'll find this on page number 9.5. Yeah, I've even mentioned that over here. Page 9.5 theory. Yeah, for those of you who need this summary, I've shared that summary on my Telegram channel. So you can log on to my Telegram channel and get this summary from the Telegram channel along with the page numbers and everything, right? Going further, next question number 4. Just a moment. Any questions till now? Any questions still here? Just a minute. Next question number 4. Question 4, again a very direct, easy question. It's about throughput accounting. Well, actually the question is about throughput accounting, but we have learned these concepts in chapter 5, key factor decisions. And you remember during class also I have told you that all questions of throughput accounting are exactly very much similar to the questions of key factor decisions. Chapter 5, decision making. Yeah, this question is also one such question, and here this question is a direct copy paste from my book, chapter 2, page 2.50, question 13, first and second part. Let's see. In fact, let me show you that question from the book so that you can relate it better. Yeah. See, I'll tell you what's the difference. There was a classwork question which we have already discussed in class. That was question number 13 in my book. This question had two types of products, and for both products you were given selling price, material, so contribution you can get. Your hours were limited. Key factor was there, that is 4,000 hours, and you had been given some annual demand, and you had already accepted some minimum demand in every product. Now the exact same situation is there in my exam question with small changes. First of all, that instead of two products here, they have given three products, UV, DV and XV. Okay, for all three products, again, selling prices are given, material cost is given, so you can identify the throughput. Remember, throughput is selling price minus material cost. In case of throughput accounting, material is believed to be the only variable cost. Yeah, so selling price minus materials would give you throughput for every product. Then you are given machine hours required in each product, so that should give you throughput per hour also. And for each product your annual demand is given, so you can do the ranking and allotment and all those story there. The total factory cost is 105 lakhs and available machine hours are 35,000. So 35,000 machine hours is your key factor, or you can say this is the bottleneck. Under throughput accounting, you rather call that as bottleneck. Okay. Wasco Limited has to supply 2,500 units of DV. So this is what this becomes your minimum commitment. You see, it is exactly like that classwork question, but I'll still solve and try to reach an answer so that you can match your answers there. They're asking you rank the products by throughput accounting and prepare a statement showing optimum mix, best product mix for maximization of profit, and you'll also have to find that profit because you'll compare that with the profit in the second part. Let's see. So you have your selling price, material, can put the throughput here. I'll try to make it fast. Throughput 2500, 1500, and again 1500. Right? Yeah, right. Then throughput per hour. Divide the hours, will give you per hour. 2500 by 5 is 500 per hour. 1500 divided by 6 is 250 per hour. And 1500 by 4 is 375 per hour. Yeah, so if you do the ranking, this comes rank 1, this comes rank 2, this comes rank 3, and the total hours that you have is 35,000 hours. Start allotting that 35,000 hours. Then you first allot to rank 1, demand 3,000 and it requires 5 hours per unit, so 3,000 into 5. 15,000 hours you allot here. But don't forget, before you start any allotment, you know that there is some minimum commitment. So out of the maximum annual demand of DV, 2,500 units is a minimum commitment. So first you do the allotment of minimum commitment, 2,500 units, each unit requiring 6 hours. So 15,000 hours has to be first given there. No minimum commitment in any other product. And then the balance allotment. Then you do the balance allotment. Balance, now you first do allotment to rank 1. Rank 1, I allot for 3,000 units, 5 hours per unit. So 15,000 hours are allotted there. So see, out of total 35,000 hours, 15,000 got allotted here, 15,000 got allotted here. So balance only 5,000 now remains. Can this 5,000 be allotted to my second rank? Second rank, total demand 2,000 units, require 4 hours. So total 8,000 hours it needs, but you can allot only 5,000 hours there. And therefore get the product mix. See, I'm trying to squeeze in the answer over here because I just want to reach answer so that you can try matching your answer, right? So if I now make the product mix, my product UV was rank 1, total demand you have satisfied, so full 3,000 units. Product DV, I did allotment only towards minimum commitment. Did I do allotment anything beyond the minimum commitment? No. So only minimum commitment I have allotted, and that is 2500 units of DV. And XV, I have given balance allotment there, 5,000 hours, and each unit requires 4 hours. So in 5,000 hours divided by 4, 1250 units could be made. And then for that, you identify total contribution. Yes, now for that, you identify the total contribution, that is 3,000 into this, 2500 into this, and 1250 into this. 2500 into 1500 and 1250 into 1500. Total 131.25 lakhs. Then minus the other fixed cost will give you the profit. See, that's exactly what you had even in my classwork question. Let me compare. Even in the classwork question, you first did the product mix and optimum profit. You found the ranking and allotment. See, ideally, you could do the ranking and allotment based on throughput per hour. But if the question pertains to throughput accounting, if the question is suggesting anything pertaining to throughput accounting, then remember, you will present that in terms of throughput accounting ratio. Yeah, you are given the factory cost in the question. The total of all factory cost is given. What is the use of that total factory cost? In our classwork, in our exam question also, your total factory cost is given over here. What is the use of that? Well, the use of this is to identify the throughput accounting ratio. See, I wanted to give you fast answers, so I didn't use that. You use that, then also your ranking will still come the same, right? So you take the throughput per hour divided by factory cost per hour will give you the same ranking, and then allotment and profit also comes the same. Yeah, so in short, that gives you total contribution minus the factory cost will give you the profit. Similarly, you will also do the same calculation if there was no minimum commitment. Because second part of the question, देखो. See, this minimum commitment was as per the court's judgment, which cannot be denied. And then they are asking whether court judgment has affected the optimum plan of profit. If yes, by how much amount? Meaning, because of the minimum commitment, how much profitability are you losing? This is my contribution by satisfying minimum commitment. If I did not satisfy the minimum commitment, then what would have been the contribution? Let's try. Well, if I did not try to satisfy minimum commitment, then what would have been my allotment? Well, in that case, let me show a different allotment here. Allotment without the minimum commitment. So in that case, first I allot 15,000 hours to rank 1. Then I will do allotment to rank 2. Rank 2 is this, and 2000 units require 4 hours, so 8000 hours can be allotted to rank 2. Now balance what remains. Out of 35,000, 15,000 got allotted, 8,000 got allotted. Balance remaining is only 12,000. Balance 12,000 you now allot to rank 3. Well, rank 3 in total would have required how many hours? Rank 3 demand is 4,000. Each unit requires 6 hours. So 24,000 would have been the total requirement, but you allot only 12,000 there. Only half the allotment done, right? That makes your units product mix as 3,000. Over here 12,000 divided by 6 is 2,000, and here full allotment 2,000. So what gives the total contribution then? Units multiply by contribution per unit. Let's see. 3,000 into 2500, 2,000 into 1500, and 2,000 into again 1500. Well, then your contribution would be 13 lakhs. No, 135 lakhs. I think so. Yeah, 135 lakhs would have been your contribution then. So the difference here is what you are losing because of the court order. $3,75,000. So 3.75 lakhs is what you are losing because of the court order. I hope you understand that. You could have also got the same answer if you took difference of profit. Instead of taking difference of contribution, you could have taken difference of profit. Same answer you will get, right? And the third question is, briefly explain the 3 operational measures of theory of constraints. Well, there are 3 measures which are used in theory of constraints. This is a basic rules of theory of constraints. I've even given that in my summary notes there, if you remember. 3 measures in theory of constraints. Number 1 is throughput, meaning a contribution. Number 2 is your other operating expenses. Yeah. And then it is your और क्या बचा? Is your investment. Yes, that is the 3 operating measures under theory of constraints. You can see that from my book, Direct Theory, or even in the summary notes you'll find it, right? That is question 4A. Question 4B is a direct theory question. Discuss the effect of budget difficulty on performance evaluation. Well, if you remember, we've done quite a discussion on that, budget difficulty versus performance evaluation. In fact, there was a very interesting graph to learn over there. As you keep making the budget more and more difficult, if this is the budget difficulty, then the performance will initially be better than the budget, then it will be lesser than the budget, and when the budget becomes too difficult, then performance will start declining. You remember that? Yeah, I must have explained that to you in class. I have given examples regarding the difficulty of the exam also, right? That exact same theory is what you had to describe here. 5 marks for that, right? But in question 4B, there was an OR question, and in that OR question, they have given a practical question regarding MCE, manufacturing cycle efficiency. Manufacturing cycle efficiency is again from chapter 9, page 9.37. Question 11 we have done that, but question 11 that we did in class had many sub questions. Here what they have asked is only few things out of that. I'll show you easy question. That is, you are given process time, move time, wait time, inspection time, queue time. The total of all these time is called as your manufacturing cycle time. In this question, they have asked you manufacturing cycle time and delivery cycle time. Well, delivery cycle time would be manufacturing cycle time plus the delivery time would give you the delivery cycle time. But here in this question, I don't know why they asked delivery cycle time. Maybe they have asked it just to confuse you. Yes, there is no delivery time in this question. There is no separate ordering time also in this question, no receipt time in this question. So whatever is the MCT, same is the DCT. Yes, in this question, MCT and DCT has to be same. Yeah, and MCE, they have asked you to calculate. Well, the total of all this was called as manufacturing cycle time, but generally this should be expressed in terms of per unit. Yeah, so you can add them up, divide units will give you the manufacturing cycle time because these are all given per batch. So divide units will give you the per unit. Even the delivery cycle time you represent in terms of per unit. Then for the MCE, what will you take? You'll take the value added time, which is only one, process time. Rest all are non-value added time, right? So you will take the value added time divided by the total time will give you your MCE. And then they're asking calculate new MCT and new MCE if queue time is eliminated to 3 days using lean production. So this queue time from 4.5, if it is changed to 3 days, then calculate again. Well, frankly, this is the most stupidest question that they can ask. It's such an easy question, it doesn't look like a CA final level question, right? That also happens in the exam. Many times what so happens in the exam is that when you see a very easy question in the exam, in spite of the question being very easy, you will spend more time in that question. And I'm pretty sure that for many of you, that's what might have happened in this question. Yes, because after solving the question, you still spend so much time in that question, just thinking, just wondering that, bas itna hi tha? Like, is that all? It is very difficult, it is very hard to believe that the question was so easy. But trust me, in every exam, there will be definitely many questions which are really very easy. So if it is an easy question, do not complicate the question. Yeah, there are easy questions in the exam and it is possible. Let it be easy. Why unnecessarily complicate the questions? Right? Yep. So that's my question number 4B or option. And question 4C was again a direct theory. Question 4C, a simple theory regarding oligopoly. And this is again a direct copy paste from my book. You can find that on page 6.2 in my book, chapter number 6. What is oligopoly market structure? And discuss various pricing strategies, non-pricing strategies in oligopoly market structure. I'll show you. That's again from our book. Correct. Why is this coming up again? Yes, from my book, page 6.2. What is oligopoly? You will find that here. And pricing strategies under oligopoly. You find that here. And the non-price strategies of oligopoly. Direct copy paste from our book. That gives you another 5 marks for that. So that covers my question number 4. Majority paper already discussed here. Further, some more questions in the paper. Question 5, question 6. We will still discuss tomorrow. And also an important question from standard costing, as I said, we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay? Yeah. So tomorrow I'll be having a session at the same time, 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And the links for both the sessions I've already shared on my Telegram channel. So please do get live tomorrow also. And hope you like the session and hope you'll be back live again tomorrow evening, 5 to 6, 5 to 6:30. That's all. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.